speech about My Vision 2040. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The time is always right to do what is right." He was a beacon of hope for the racially discriminated. Undoubtedly, he accomplished much in his lifetime, bringing to light the corruptness of racial discrimination through nonviolent protests. We have come a long way from Jim Crow's segregation. However, the face of racism has changed from outright mistreatment to more subtle ways to poach inalienable rights, freedoms, and liberties. Dr. King began the fight to deliver America from racism, but now we must continue the fight he began. The world has changed much since Dr. King's influence, but there is still racism in the world today. One of the main forms of racism and a major problem in today's society is institutional racism. Institutional racism is when the practices of organizations result in unfair treatment because of race. Institutional racism is everywhere. It is in our schools, as shown by disproportionate expulsions of Black students as compared to white students. It is in our workplaces, as shown by unequal pay and unfair promotion practices. It is even in our jury selection, resulting in unfair verdicts and unbalanced sentencing. Racism has been an ongoing problem nearly since the first Africans arrived at the Atlantic coast of our nation. Although a seemingly unshakable and invincible opponent, racism can be defeated, and it will be if you continue the fight Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. set in motion in the 1960s. The internet is a powerful tool for communicating and distributing information and could be used to help fight racism. Firstly, using the internet to inform people about racism, why it started, and how it has shaped our community would help tremendously. Surprisingly, only 8% of high school seniors identify slavery as the main cause of the Civil War. If people were better informed, they would be more understanding. Secondly, think before you speak. In doing so, you're consciously becoming more aware of the power of your words. Think about the power words have. Now think about how racist actions and racist words affect you and others around you. By doing these small things, you're helping to fight racism. Lastly, don't let others get away with racism, whether big or small. In the long run, doing these small things will help defeat racism. Dr. King once said, "If I cannot do great things, I will do small things in a great way." My vision for 2040 is a racist-free world. Everyone is living at peace with one another. All and any form of racism will disappear, and we will stand as one, regardless of race or the color of your skin. At the beginning of this speech, I quoted one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s quotes, "The time is always right to do what is right." Will you do what is right? Thank you.